invite the product owner to your team retrospectives? Recently, I faced a situation where the product owner was explicitly uninvited. No hard feelings, they understood. My suspicion is that they were actually relieved. That's one meeting less, right? But I was stunned. How do you intend to improve if you are missing one important piece of the puzzle? And then I realized that many people still keep this mentality of a product owner being outside of the team. And I thought, hell, I'll make a video about this because apparently the advantages of having one single team are not really internalized or recognized. I wonder what's your experience. Follow me on LinkedIn and let's bust those myths together. Let's go! Hi, I'm Maria and this is the Agile State of Mind. Welcome! Today we will debunk the Scrum myth number 1 in my view, which is that the product owner is not part of the team. The team, I don't even want to say Scrum team. A team, there is just one team. Who cares what you do? And you have a product owner. So first, we will go through the anti-patterns, and there are so many of them. This is just so much fun. Then I will explain why the teamwork is king. And that won't be according to any guide or Scrum guide. That will be just according to common sense and high-performing teams all over the world. We can also talk about what Scrum has to say about it. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe. There are so many variations of this myth. Let's start with the juicy pieces. The anti-patterns that perpetuate the strange vision of what we, the Agile people, would like to see as one cohesive team. One is that it's the PO that has a goal assigned, not the team, the PO. The PO is sole responsible for this goal and is also responsible to make the team fulfill on the goal. The team, of course, has no say in it and doesn't even understand why that matters. Who cares? The PO has the goal. 2 is just a variation. The PO tells the team what to do and also how to do it. Yay! 3, only the PO talks to the stakeholders, designers included. 4, the product owner is responsible for bringing perfectly written stories for the team to refine or groom, even better. 5, the PO is only involving the lead developers or tech leads or team leads to refine the stories. The rest of the team never sees them before the sprint starts. 6, the PO is a manager, so they are somehow ranked higher in the hierarchy of the company. They are some kind of a manager that comes and goes and the team is below. That happens. All in all, the PO is being perceived as the business people. They don't belong with us. We are the development people. And of course, inevitably, that leads to the product owner is not invited to the retrospectives. Is anyone actually surprised, given all the anti-patterns? I wouldn't invite them either. So what naturally happens is that this exclusion of the product owner leads to a division between what is the development part of the team and the product domain. And we get a lot of variation. The developers against the PO or the developers and the Scrum Master against the PO. Yay! So great to work in such a hostile environment, right? I was wondering why people think that and where does it come from. One of the colleagues who wrote on LinkedIn, he explained that for him, especially the retro part, right? It's about detecting root causes and action items for efficiency. And the PO can be as much part of the solution as HR or the guy walking down the street. Like, really? But only the dev teams know their plans, so I let them talk without others around. If there are topics pertinent to the PO or where its help is appreciated, we talk with them after. Interesting. That's one way of thinking, because most of the responses were that there can't be meaningful retrospective and there can be meaningful change without the PO being there. Because In the end, what we are doing is we are working towards a product goal, not just a technical solution. Why it is important that we are one cohesive team? First, let me just put us on one page when it comes to the Scrum Guide, because in the end, we are doing Scrum. I totally subscribe to what the founders of the Scrum Guide say. The fundamental unit of Scrum is a small team of people, a Scrum Team. The Scrum Team consists of one Scrum Master, one Product Owner, and the developers. Within the Scrum Team, there are no sub-teams or hierarchies. Let's start with why it's important. First of all, teamwork is king, and especially in creative work. I don't know if you remember Jürgen Appello. He wrote the book Management 3.0, and what he says there, many people work nowadays in a creative economy, and they collaborate in networks, not hierarchies. We create networks. We need each other to work together. Ask anyone who worked with multiple teams along their career, and they will tell you that high-performing teams are most successful and happy. What it actually means to be a team, I was checking what Google researchers say about it, because they created this big project Aristotle when they conducted research to discover the secrets of the most effective teams at Google. And what they define is teams are highly interdependent. They plan work, solve problems, make decisions, and review progress in service of a specific project. Team members need one another to get work done. And that's the key thing here, right? Anyone who worked in software development can subscribe to this, because we need one another. You need somebody else to review your code. You need somebody else to test your code, because if only you do that, probably that won't be the best, because we have the bias, right? Who's never needed a partner to do pair programming or rubber ducking just to find the better solution. In the end, two heads are better than one, right? This is just within the development team. So imagine, how can you take a story and implement it if you don't understand why we are doing this, the product knowledge, the product domain part? How can you make decisions in it if you don't understand the full story behind it? And that's why it's so important that the product owner collaborates closely. We are working in complex environment. We will never know everything up front, for as much as we like to kid ourselves. We have the perfect written stories by the PO. They are never perfect. It's impossible. So that's why it's important that we get this collaboration between the developer, who is specialized in creative technical implementations, and the person that knows the business and understands why we are doing it and what really the customers need. And that should be the fusion that we are after. All in all, when I coach the teams and I work with the teams, I have a bias, and my bias is for collaboration. And I find that one of the most important skills to teach and coach people to do. And this is what all of us, the Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, and leaders should do. We should coach the teams to get better at collaboration. Another thing that the Scrum creators underline is that there's no room for hierarchies. So that's busting this myth of, the product owner, he looks kind of a manager and he's higher than the developers. That's not the case. We are all equals. Egalitarianism. And secondly, I would like to draw your attention to an issue that we create when we are doing this separation of teams. So if there's no common goal, because the product owner has their goal that they impose on the team, and the team has the goal that they talk about with their team lead, which probably is different. They want to do refactors, they want to do technical stuff, and just creating this division results in people pushing in opposite directions. And when you create that, you start creating conflict. It leads to misunderstandings, to being unhappy, unmotivated, and the burnout is just around the corner. And we all know what it feels like to hate your job and hate the people that you work with. Right? Who hasn't dreaded the Mondays, and who hasn't had the Sunday scaries when thinking about tomorrow again, I have to go to that job. That's why when we create this one team, one goal, we also create motivation for people to collaborate and give them tools to work better. This division is not good for anyone. This conflict, this hating our job is not good for you, not good for people around you, and not for the business. So that's why it is important to think about the essential part of I want to have fun when at work. I want to enjoy working with people, to enjoy creating new solutions, getting new ideas, innovating, making something that makes a difference and matters. So let's not forget about this, because we think I don't go to work for fun. Fun comes after. But it is totally different environment if we just like the people we work with. We are not working in a factory where we do a repetitive task over and over again, and that doesn't matter if you like it or not, you just follow instructions. There are no instructions for our job. And we need to be in this mindset of being creative, doing a lot of brainstorming to make the best products possible. If we have fun at our job, we will provide better results for the customers and for the business. And with this point, I hope you understand why it's important to include people and to feel like one team and to share the goal, to collaborate on it and have everyone feel that they belong to the same team. So do invite that product owner to your retros and start including them in all the meetings, improve together and learn from each other. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.